Let us start today's news. First page of Hindu paper. First page of Hindu paper today. Government denies perjury charge in a Rafale case. Government denies perjury. Perjury. Perjury means telling lies in the court, giving false statement on affidavit, or misleading the court by telling false things. This is called perjury. Perjury. Okay. Government denies perjury charge in Rafale case. Government denies perjury charge in Rafale case. It seems that there was an allegation that government have given false statements with respect to Rafale deal. With respect to Rafale deal. So government denies that I have not given any false statement. Next. Supreme Court pushes for full strength of 31. Supreme Court pushes for full strength of 31. The total strength of Supreme Court judges is 31. So it wants full strength of 31. Collegium recommended some new judges names for appointment of judges. They are Justice Aniruddha Bose, Justice A.S. Bopanna, Justice B.R. Gawai, Justice Suryakant. So, their names are recommended. So, who will recommend the names? Collegium. Collegium means a group of judges. Chief Justice of India and 4 senior most judges. Collegium means Chief Justice of India and 4 senior most judges. That is called collegium. Okay. Next. TV9 CEO booked in forgery case. What is forgery? Forgery means duplication, or you are forging the signature. Cyberabad police have taken a complaint forging the documents. Here there was an allegation. See, remember, accusation is different from conviction. Accusation is different from conviction. What do you mean by accusation? Accusation means you are accusing a man. His guilt is yet to be proved. Whether he has committed the wrong or not is not yet proved. That is called accusation. Conviction means when his guilt is proved. Okay. Accusation is different from conviction. There is one more word called acquittal. Acquittal means release. After accusation is made, when there is no evidence, then he will be acquitted. That is called acquittal. ACQUITTAL. There are 3 words generally you see in the language of police and courts: conviction, accusation, acquittal. So forging the documents is only accused. So in the court language, A1, A2, A3, accused 1, accused 2, accused 3, like that. Okay, this is called accused. Next. If you open page number 5, Telangana has a problem. Poultry farmers agonized over bird deaths. Poultry farmers agonized over bird deaths. Because of the summer heat, because of the overheat, the birds, that is the chickens, their death rate was increased from 10% to 30%. 10% to 30%. So this is the problem of Telangana farmers, they are facing, particularly the people who dependent on poultry. Coming to page number 7. Coming to page number 7. Page number 7. You all know from last 1 week there is a news, Fani cyclone. Fani, F-A-N-I. From last 7 days there is a news about Fani cyclone. Entire Odisha got disrupted, and in many areas power supply was almost disconnected. Long wait for power in Odisha after Fani snaps transmission lines. With the Fani cyclone, many transmission lines got disconnected. There is a long wait in Odisha for this. And next important news is Supreme Court frowns on foreigners tribunals plans. See, Supreme Court got irritated. Already you have NRC in Assam. Even the issues were not settled. Assam government said that, made a proposal that there should be 1,000 foreign tribunals in northeastern states to settle down immigrants issues. But Supreme Court asked, you want to establish 1,000 foreigners tribunals, wherein which you want to get 1,000 judges who are about 35, lawyers who are about 35 years of age, ready to work, and why you are suggesting all these things without solving the issues in a proper way. Supreme Court frowns on foreigners tribunals plan. This is the news. The most important thing in the 7th page today, 5 years on, relief still far away from jailed Delhi University professor. 5 years on, relief still far away for jailed Delhi University professor. Professor Sai Baba 5 years back was arrested and jailed under the allegation that he has connection with Maoists. He has a link with Maoists. And later on his accusations are proved, he was in jail. You know, he was in Anda cell, solitary confinement. Solitary confinement in the sense, he won't be allowed to contact other prisoners regularly. He will be imprisoned alone. This is called solitary confinement. SOLITARY. Solitary confinement means you are not allowed to mix with other prisoners regularly. You are treated in a separate cell. You are kept in a separate cell. And for your information, this Professor Sai Baba is a 90% differently abled person using a wheelchair, and he has lot of health issues. The contention is, at least his treatment, many times his wife is alleging that he was not getting proper treatment in the hospital also, in the jail also. This is the issue. And editorial page. Editorial page. Open the editorial page. Loud and clear. LOUD, loud and clear. India and United States of America. The world's oldest democracy is America. The world's largest democracy is India. They have, particularly after 2001, very good and cordial relations. Except with some irritants, they are okay with the relations. And after Trump coming to power in America, as you all know, before becoming the president of America, he was a businessman. He wanted to protect always the interests of American businesses. He wanted to protect always the interests of American businesses. he wanted American businesses should be flourishing. This is first thing, first priority of Trump. And for that reason, there was a deal between America, Canada and Mexico called NAFTA, North American Free Trade Agreement. Even this he wanted to transform. This he wanted to transform in favor of America. He said, I am not going to be in TPP. Earlier, Barack Hussein Obama have conducted talks with respect to Trans-Pacific Partnership, a trade deal of 12 countries. America have come out of it after Trump coming into power. That is called TPP. Trans-Pacific Partnership. And America also have come out of Paris Climate Deal. See, America contributes to the greenhouse gases. America is one of the largest contributor of greenhouse gases. 22% of greenhouse gases. 22% of greenhouse gases released in the atmosphere belongs to America. So, but Trump said, I won't be a part of Paris Climate Deal, because if you put restrictions on environmental issues, companies' economic development will not flourish. So, all these things American interest. And the most important thing, America started trade wars. Initially between China and America. America imposed tariffs on Chinese goods, China imposed tariff on American goods. America imposed tariffs on European Union goods, European Union imposed tariffs on American goods. If you impose more customs duty on my goods, I will impose more customs duty on your goods. This is called trade war. This is called trade war. Now, America has a very big complaint on India. According to Donald Trump, India is a tariff king. Donald Trump said India is a tariff king. Means it is known for imposing more and more taxes. America's Commerce Secretary, that is Business Minister, has come to India and said, India is following unfair trade practices. It is not allowing its markets to be freely accessed. That means imposing more taxes. India is not allowing its markets to be open to America without any taxes, and also unfair trade practice. That means it is not following fair trade practice but unfair. Like what is unfair according to America? If you allow American goods freely and cheaply, it is unfair. It is fair. Otherwise it is unfair. Okay. So India is following unfair trade practices. And America is withdrawing GSP to India. Earlier, because India is a developing country, America used to provide certain support to India along with other countries called GSP. For some goods from India to America, tax exemption is there. This is called GSP, Generalized System of Preferences. Generalized System of Preferences. So, America wanted to withdraw this. America said it is going to withdraw this GSP to India. Even this is going to affect India's trade interest in America. So, all these things shows that India and America relations with respect to economics, with respect to trade is at its low. Though India wanted to not to reveal all these things, but we should understand with all these rantings of Commerce Secretary of America that India-America trade relations are not very fine. Now new government, the incumbent government, the upcoming government after May 23rd has to take immediate decision on India-America trade relations so that Indian interest will not get hurt. Indian interest will not get hurt. And according to America, India imposes more tariffs on American motorcycles and bikes. More tariffs on American motorcycles and bikes and cars, and also American liquor, And last year, America imposed tariffs on Chinese India's aluminum and steel products. Even that tariffs are continuing. Even America said, if India imports oil from Iran, America is going to impose sanctions on India. If India purchases oil from Iran, India continues to purchase oil from Iran, America is going to impose sanctions. And India now almost stopped its purchases, importing of oil from Iran. In spite of that, there is a long way to go for better and cordial relationship between India and America. And the US must understand that US must understand that India needs support of America, and India should also should develop a better trustworthy trade relations with America. This is the story. Okay, next article. A vote for the sake of Parliament. A vote for the sake of Parliament. See, this article, though one-sided, carries a very big message, particularly for the young people like you. This carries a very big message. First of all, I will tell you, don't take the letter of the article. Means, the author is criticizing Narendra Modi. As civil aspirants, we are expected to be apolitical. Apolitical in the sense, it might be Narendra Modi or Rahul Gandhi. Persons and their ideologies should not matter to us. Country and country's interest should be a priority to us. So first of all, if you have any bias towards any person, when you chose to be in civil services, leave away all these things. Because in the eyes of a bureaucrat, every politician is one and the same. What you should follow is country's interest and rule book. Okay, this is called apolitical nature of bureaucracy. You should be politically neutral. So coming back, in this article, the author wrote about parliamentary system, persons in the parliamentary system, democratic values in the parliamentary system, and the right to dissent in the parliamentary system. Listen. Parliament is a place where not only bills and acts will be made, not only public policy will be made, it is also a place where lot of discussion goes on with respect to the problems of the people from a diversified country. We will send our representatives, they are members of parliament, to discuss the problems of you, problems of me in the parliament, inside the parliament. Parliament is not only the body to make laws, parliament is also a deliberative body, discussion body, first of all. And parliament do not just constitute the members from ruling party, it also constitute the members from opposition party. Unfortunately, only the members from ruling party will dominate the parliament. Though the members of opposition party wanted to have the say, their words will be less respected, less heard in the parliament, first thing. Second thing, in the Indian setup as on today, practically speaking, in a democracy, in our Indian democracy today, we have no right to dissent, say no to that, question it, talk against it, protest it. See, when you talk, when you criticize the policies of the government, it is your right to do that. But unfortunately, in our system today, dissent is considered as anti-nationalism. If you talk against a policy, you are considered as you are against the country. So, in democracy will survive only plurality of opinion comes. Many opinions comes. Many opinions in the sense I can say yes, you can say no. You have the right to dissent. But unfortunately, if somebody talks against the system, means against the institution or against the person, when they have committed something wrong, that was termed as anti-national. Today, in a democracy, Hobbes' absolutism will not work. Hobbes type of absolute country is not there. In a democracy, even you are a prime minister, you are answerable to the people. You are not absolute, you are not a dictator. People's mandate is compulsory. They should be heard. People's opinion should be taken. But unfortunately, this is missing in our democracy. And the author also wrote about Prime Minister and President of BJP, how Election Commission have supported them in their election rhetorics. And more importantly, India is going to vote for 17th Lok Sabha. Almost 5 phases of voting completed. Very soon we are going to get results. India has to vote for the best people for the sake of having good parliament. A vote for the sake of parliament. Now see the heading, a vote for the sake of parliament. So this is the meaning of the article. This is the spirit of the article. Okay, now you read the article. After going to the house, you will understand. Okay, but the other criticized Narendra Modi. Person is not important for us. Person is not important for us. The last paragraph of the article speaks about B.R. Ambedkar and his ideas about constituent assembly, what he spoke. Even that you have to read. Constituents must weigh their candidates' commitment to restoring the dignity of the legislature. When you vote for your MP candidate, you should also see his candidate's commitment to restoring the dignity of the legislature. This was the gist. Understood? Next. Endless war. Next article is about endless war. What is this endless war? In the neighborhood of India, particularly in the geographically strategic location, we have a country called Afghanistan. Whenever a country comes in the news, you should locate its location, its neighboring countries, its capital and its problems. Afghanistan is a neighboring country to India. It's a part of SAARC. 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 SAARC is a regional group. SAARC is a regional group. South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. The full form of SAARC is South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. This is a full form of SAARC. Okay. So, in Afghanistan, there is a terrorist group. There are many groups operating. Major conservative group which follows violent methods is Taliban. Okay. So, Afghanistan is controlled by earlier Soviet Russia. Soviet Russia's puppet government used to play a role in Afghanistan. After Cold War, particularly after American WTC attacks, you all know in 2001 there was an attack on America by Osama bin Laden. When you are in your childhood, you have heard about Laden, Osama bin Laden, right? So, after that, America have sent troops to Afghanistan and wanted to control the elements in Afghanistan. But in spite of almost 2 decades of American troops' presence in Afghanistan, still Afghanistan conditions have not bettered. In fact, even today, Afghanistan's economy, society is very, very unstable. India tried to help for infrastructure development in Afghanistan by constructing roads, Salma Dam, parliamentary building, many things. So recently, last week in Afghanistan, there was a council called Loya Jirga. LOYA, Loya, JRIGA. In Afghanistan, Pashto language, Jirga means an assembly or council. Sabha, right? In Pashto language, there is a language called Pashto. According to Pashto language, Jirga means council or assembly. There was a grand council or assembly conducted called Loya Jirga, consisting of more than 3,200 leaders, intellectuals, religious leaders, tribal leaders, to solve the issue of Afghanistan, Taliban, how to resolve and also how to stabilize Afghanistan. And the war in Afghanistan is considered as endless. And they have discussed about various issues like women's rights, like various proposals, tribal rights, and how to talk with the Taliban, all these things. But one thing I can tell you, the problem is not very easy to solve. The only thing is develop Afghanistan slowly. It's not very easy to solve. Particularly, Trump is almost withdrawing the troops from Afghanistan now, because that is Trump's election promise. If I win the elections, I will withdraw troops from Afghanistan. Next year, American elections are coming again. So Trump hurriedly withdrew all the troops, almost all the troops from Afghanistan. Now, any type of increase of terrorism in Afghanistan might also affect India. As you all know, terrorism in the neighborhood will affect other countries in the neighborhood, right? For example, if there is a lot of terrorism in Afghanistan, Pakistan, it definitely affects India. India is a big country in the neighborhood. So India should also take a call on this. So the news is Loya Jirga. And next article, as we are reading every day, by establishing law and procedure. This article from last 10 days we are reading. Sexual harassment complaint against Chief Justice of India. From last 10 days we are following it up. There was a sexual harassment complaint against Chief Justice of India, and the other have taken a new point, that is principles of natural justice. Principles of natural justice. What do you mean by principles of natural justice? See, generally we follow letter of the law. Whether we have followed procedure or not is important. But one thing you should understand, there is no procedure laid down with respect to the sexual harassment case against Chief Justice of India or judges. Proper procedure. Everything in-house. And if the procedure is not laid down, we have to make a new procedure for that, rather than saying that we don't have any proper procedure. First thing. Second thing, according to principles of natural justice, as if you have done a routine formal work, you cannot complete the procedure within 2 days without following the principles of natural justice. See, following the letter of the law is different, following the spirit of the law is different. That means you should allow her voice to be heard, you should show the evidence to her, you should try to collect the evidence, you should give the report to the outside, and he might be Chief Justice of India, but you are expected to release the report. If you are silent about something, that means you are accepting something. If you are silent, what does it mean? If you deny the access to something, it means what does it mean? So you are denying the natural justice principles. Natural justice in the sense, she should be given an opportunity to raise her voice, equal voice, rule of law, the inquiry should be just, fair and reasonable. All these things are natural justice principles. This is the extra thing he has discussed, what we have not discussed in the recent past. Next article, are farm loan waivers a political gimmick? Are farm loan waivers a political gimmick? Or political gimmick? Farm loan waiver. Listen. In 2014 elections and after that in various elections, Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, many states, the political parties promised, if I come into power, I will waive your loan. But according to reports, farm loan waivers are helping only to the rich farmers. not to the poor farmers. Majority of the farmers who got benefited from loan waivers are already rich. The farmers having small and marginal land holdings, they are not getting a lot of benefits from farm loan waivers. And earlier, 2 years back, SBI chairman Arundhati Bhattacharya said, she said, farm loan waiver is a moral hazard. Farm loan waiver is a moral hazard. In some states, when elections are coming within 2 years, farmers are not repaying the loans, waiting for loan waiver promises. And farm loan waivers might be good in politics, but bad in economics. Might be good for politics, but bad for economics. And more importantly, Indian economy will face, though governments reimburse to the banks, it's not so easy for the governments, because there is a very famous saying, Chinese saying, teach a hungry man how to fish, don't give him a fish. You support the farmer to increase his income so that he can repay his loan, but don't give him a waiver. If you give waiver this time, he will wait for the waiver next time. If you empower him to get more income, definitely he can repay his loans. Next time he will not get a necessity to go for the loan. So you can never do such type of loan waivers which are not beneficial to the common farmer. It is beneficial for the rich farmer. I do remember a day in 2004 when Y.S. Rajshekhar Reddy in Andhra Pradesh promised that when he comes to power, he will waive power loans for the farmers, electricity bills for the farmers. Most of the rich farmers have got some benefit out of it, not paying 50,000, 1 lakh rupees power bills, and they got waived off. So these things should be discouraged, because at the cost of the government, public money, some rich farmers should not get benefits. So when you want to do something to the farmers, reach out to the farmers who really need your support, not to the all farmers. And other thing, you try to support the farmers by providing some incentives for agriculture, for better agriculture, support to him rather than loan waivers, rather than giving money to them directly. This is bad in economics, not only in the interest of the government, but also in the interest of the farmer. They will be waiting for government's money. If government promises, I will give 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, the farmer will be waiting for money. That should not be the case. See, governments make farmers and common man to depend on them, because they have to vote in the elections. If they take money, they will vote. If they wait for money, next time they want money, they will vote. So, but this is bad in the long run, because people should be self-sustaining. The real leader thinks about people's empowerment. They have to stand on their own legs. The real ruler will never think about the people should depend on him for saris, for freebies, or for some 2,000, 5,000 cash. This is something like populism rather than good governance. It's only just populism, not governance. Governance means if you make a plan, within 10 years, nobody should come to government and ask for help. That should be the thing. As an administrator, tomorrow you should dream for it. Not to make the people to depend on you all the time. Because if people come, you will keep on paying them. That means people should depend on you psychologically and economically. That is wrong. Okay. Just read what is this Vox Populi. Read after going to the house. Evening I will explain. Coming to international page. There was a issue on Mueller report. Page number 12. There is a issue on Mueller. M-U-E-L-L-E-R. See, Mueller report belongs to, it is relates to Russian influence, Russian interference in American presidential election. Mueller report is related to when Trump became president, there was an allegation that Russia interfered and supported. But Mueller report said there is no evidence for that. I will not say that Russia has not interfered, but there is no evidence of Russian interference. With respect to that, an issue is going on. Next, North Korea files missiles as US envoys visit Seoul. Seoul is the capital of South Korea. You all know there was an issue that went on between North Korea and America. Trump and Kim. You know North Korea has a dictator called Kim Jong-un. Donald Trump had a Twitter war 2 years back, and almost we thought the world will go into third world war if North Korea and America gets into nuclear war. But fortunately there were talks, 2 rounds of talks between America and North Korea. Nothing substantial was achieved, but North Korea always tried to irritate the world. So you have seen North Korea fires missiles, FIRES, fires missiles as US envoy visits Seoul. Okay. And Europe rejects Iran's ultimatum but stands by nuclear agreement. And keep doing with business also from now on, slowly start studying business page also.